Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you all of the intervals using only one scale. And it's not the chromatic scale. So what scale is it? It's the major scale, which is great because you probably already know it, and if you don't, let me show you. And if you're playing the piano, it's all the white notes and it looks like this. The textbook definition of an interval is the distance between two pitches, but I don't like to think of it like that. It's more like the molecular structure of music. Every chord you've ever heard, every melody you've ever heard, every harmony you've ever heard, every song in existence is somehow a collection of intervals. Intervals are made up of two factors. There's the quality of an interval and the quantity of an interval. The quantity of an interval is the distance between notes like second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. Like from this note to this note. And they're actually really easy to learn. So real quick, let's look at the major scale and the intervals within the major scale. Your first note is a root note. Your second note is the second. The third note is the third. The fourth note is the fourth. The fifth note is the fifth. The sixth note is a sixth. And the seventh note is a seventh. And if you go up one more note in the scale, you hit the octave, which is the same note as the root note but played in a different register. The quality of an interval is whether it's major, minor, diminished, augmented, or perfect. First, we're going to learn the major and the perfect intervals, but to do that, we're going to have to make the perfect sandwich. The perfect sandwich is a method to help you remember all the intervals inside the major scale. The reason I call it the perfect sandwich is because all the perfect intervals are sandwiched in between the major intervals. So after your root, you have your second and your third intervals, which are both major, your fourth and fifth, which are perfect, and then your sixth and seventh, which are also major, which is two major intervals, followed by two perfect intervals, followed by two more major intervals. And what is that? The perfect sandwich. Now it's time for the minor intervals. All a minor interval is a flattening of a major interval. To flatten something, by the way, means to descend by a half step. So now if you take any of the majors that you've learned and flatten them, you get a minor. So your major second becomes a minor second. Major third becomes a minor third. Major sixth becomes a minor sixth. And your major seventh becomes a minor seventh. Real quick, we're going to talk about augmented and diminished intervals. To augment means to sharpen, and diminish means to flatten a note. As a general rule, augmented usually refers to an augmented fourth, and a diminished usually refers to a diminished fifth. Technically, the augmented fourth and diminished fifth are the same thing, but that's a topic for another time. So that's it. You guys learned all the intervals, and if you found this video helpful, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next lesson. Like it! Like it now! All the intervals. We have learned them all. That's it. All 12. The Dirty Dozen.